course, guys, we are jumping into this next game. We've got some great players up here. Of course, we have binski. We have the winner of last game, who is NrGostojiy. And I'm curious to see who's going to win this next one, because the series is tied up 1-1 right now. And that means that this, guys, is a best of one on Shattered Temple. You know what? And the last one that we saw, it was really nice to be in that tense situation. The best of three. I mean, we were discussing it in the car earlier today, right? I was saying, change the tournament format to best of one, or like, how do we make one game matter? And really what I'm learning tonight is that this is how you make the one game matter. Absolutely. I mean, I think that, like, even in a best of 5 or a best of 7 format, unless one player takes a very early lead, like if the series goes 1-1 or 2-2, in those situations, you're effectively still down to a best of 1. And I mean, right here we've seen, binski win the first game in the best of 3, which statistically means that he will win the whole series. And NrGostojiy take it back, win game 2, and we will have to see if NrGostojiy can keep that momentum going into this third game, or will he fall to the Terran might of binski.
Early expand here for the Zerg.
Going for that hatch first again. This has been a staple of this matchup for NrGostojiy. Let's see how long he delays this pool.
Yeah, how greasy are you going to be, right? How many drones do you make? It could be dictated to him, though, by how quickly a Marine gets in his face.
It does look like he has thrown down the pool, though, on 15. So opting for a little bit quicker of a pool this game than in the previous games, but no gas yet.
It's a lot of drones, brother. 15. Let's take a look at some early numbers here and see who's being aggressive.
17 drones so far for NrGostojiy. Would not be surprised to see the gas going down for him. Let's open up that production tab real quick. And no, just still opting for that. Usually 17 is that timing that we see the gas go down on. That's the real timing that we see a lot of the Korean Zergs throw it down on. They want to get that speed up because they know how powerful Marines can be in the early game.
SCV is going to scout things in the main base, also taking advantage of the hatchery's surface area here to kind of block himself in as he's making that bunker. Drones get pulled, though, as it has been spotted by NrGostojiy. 2 Marines are on their way in, however, and this bunker is going to get up, brother.
I definitely agree with you on that, and this is not a situation you want to be in as a Zerg player, but hold on, that's a great surround on those Marines, taking them out. I think this definitely ends the aggression out of binski. Cold in its tracks, and NrGostojiy must be thrilled with that result.
Yeah, I think that was about as good as it gets there as the bunker makes it up, but he gets the sweet surround with the drones and lings. That was pretty disgusting, man. Switching it up now is the Terran, though. He's going to get himself a couple of Hellions on the way out, as the Tech Lab's on the way up in the barracks.
And the command center as well. So again, opting for that reactor Hellion into expand build that is so popular right now among Terran players, mainly because it gives the Terran the ability to put pressure on the Zerg while expanding at the same time. And that's one of those concepts that, as a lower level player, it's sometimes hard to grasp that if you force the Zerg player to make Zerglings or focus on defense, while you expand yourself, you end up ahead. And look at this, these Hellions coming in, doing some damage, roasting drones already, and that is 3 drones down, I believe. And I mean, Hellions do quite well against drones, not quite as well as they used to with the Blue Flame upgrade, but still well enough that making 2 to 4 of them, and look, 2 more Hellions sneaking into the maze. And is he going to micro these Hellions all separately? No, it looks like he has them all in one control group, and that's why he's losing them all. What a bummer. Could have done more damage, but jumping to the units lost tab, already 10 workers killed for binski. So a huge, huge win for him.
Woo! Yeah, that's pretty retarded, man. And he's enjoying the additional income. Two more Hellions going to exit the front side of the base here, and they're probably going to do more map control type things. Scouting out for any special shenanigans, possibly. Nope, they just hit the middle, and they're going to go ahead and try to push the front a little bit more. Maybe looking to do some damage to these slow lanes before they pop fast.
Absolutely. At the very least, you know, they should do some map control. And look at that. The speed is very late. Speed just getting started now. I almost feel like GGL forgot to start speed there. He was floating up at almost 150 gas when he finally got that started. And look at this. The factory going to come back and drop and build another reactor, and we do have a starport in production, so I would expect to see a barrage dropped on that reactor soon so that we see some reactored marine production. Put a cancel on that creep tumor forced by the Hellions. And this is the other thing Hellions are great at. He's just absolutely denying all creep spread right now.
That's true. As soon as they pop, they'll go attack, right, with that patrol position there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, bunker outside the front side of the expansion. Able to make that a more secure location. Meanwhile, the Zerg is really intent on getting these rocks down and has even through this Hellion harassment worked on those rocks. It seemed really important for him to get those rocks so far in this game. Is there any kind of insight you have about that?
I think what he's done is he's basically said, okay,
I mean, look, yeah, he's in there already. He's making it now. He's like, screw it. There's 6 Hellions right here. You know, I'm still going to expand again.
I have the opportunity to, you know, Hellions can't kill you, right? Hellions can do a lot of economic damage to you as a player, but it's very hard for Hellions actually to kill you. And so what he's saying is because you can't actually kill me, I don't need to build units. And because I'm not building units, I have lots of money to do things like expand. So I need to take this expansion quickly because I know that you're going to have a follow-up to this Hellion pressure. And here it comes. We have Marine Medevac as the follow-up. And taking that third, probably not looking like a great move at this point.
Kind of interesting here, as those are a lot of units headed over. And with only Zerglings on the board right now, as far as forward units go, this is going to get a little rough here. Hitting the spine crawler on the front side now are the Marines, and the Zerglings decide they don't want to play after spotting all those Hellions that remain. This is going to do tons of damage here. Oh my lord, look at the supply plummet here as Binksy on his way in with Stim tearing it up with these Marines. They've got sick positioning here, and they are doing great.
Hold on, we've got some Banelings rolling in, but oh, the pickup! And the Marines are just going to drop in the main. This is one of those, you know, key points where Zerg is like, oh no, you can just simply drop my main. And that third that I took was a waste of resources, and a great Baneling hit on some of those, but another pickup allows some of those Marines to just continue fighting, getting dropped right on that drone pile, actually. And I think that GGL is going to stabilize, but he might be too far behind at this point to recover.
Boy, nice wall off here on the front side here, using the NG Bay and bunker to his advantage out on the front side. Couple of, well, not too much building back here. Let's hit the numbers here for a second. As you can see, it's 47 drones to 41. So I guess the Terran got started pretty early, which didn't allow him to stay so far out in front.
I think one thing to look at, though, one thing to note is just, I mean, how many workers have been killed so far in this game? I mean, we're looking at 28 workers killed for Binksy, so that was some amazing push out of him with those Marines, with those Hellions. And, I mean, what that effectively means is that Zerg had to use a full 2 production rounds of larva to make drones instead of making units. And now, this is the push that does the real damage.
Nice. Okay, 1 medevac. Let's check out how many Marines. Well, we're not going to have enough time here, as a handful are going to make their way in here. Try to get a little aggro going. Following up here with the second set of separate Marines here. And now the true number of Marines is exposed to GGL. And he's not happy with what he sees, as the additional Marines are going to come in, drop the gas here, which is the important thing, seemingly. Uh-oh, siege tanks, and a nice slow tank push is something that GGL is just going to have to look for.
Hold on, though. We have a huge surround at the front, running in with those lings, those Zerglings.
Ooh!
And it looks like Binksy might get cleaned up here.
Very nice.
with that huge swell of Zerglings, but again, you know, damage was done there. And here's the big thing that binski did with that push. He is continually forcing GGL not to make units, or not to make drones rather. He's forcing him to make units to defend these pushes. And the longer that binski can force GGL not to make units, the better position he will be in. Look at this, taking his third at the gold, while, you know, GGL barely has this third up, has not even really saturated it yet, is still only on 2 gases, and not even really on 2 gases, only mining with 1 guy out of 1 gas in the main.
Yeah, 14 minutes into the game, 117 supply. That's pretty decent pace here for binski, given the pace of the game. I love the mules here, and things I fear could begin to get a little lopsided unless we see the Zerg do something really special here.
I absolutely agree. I mean, it's gonna take some miracle Baneling hits, maybe some burrowed Banelings, or some really good infestor play, which we do see an infestation kit coming out, so it could be a possibility.
Ooh, you know what I am digging here is the siege tank placement here is going to seal things up pretty well. A couple of Zerglings do leak in there, so at least the Zerg is aware. That'll probably prompt, yep, one of those. And I think we're finally getting droned up enough here to do some pretty serious damage here, Gwin.
Yeah, I mean, we will have to see. Again, it all really comes down to the larva. You know, he had to spend so much larva on drones there. You know, had to produce a whole bunch, 28 extra drones that he didn't really want to. And that's a lot of money expended. And taking this expansion right as the push is coming, he's probably going to have to throw a cancel on that to get enough Zerglings out to deal with this push.
Wait for it. Nope, look at this. He's intent on defending, it seems. He's going to wait till the last minute. Take what he gives you. Slicing off a sliver of Marines there and throwing them to the wolves.
But those tanks behind that little, you know, kind of valley in the middle of the map, you know, really a situation where, you know, it's hard for Zerg to attack that in a cost-effective way.
All right, we see some Zerglings with a possible damaging pathway.
He's gonna have to knock down the other destructible rocks there.
It's a long way there, and as demonstrated by binski in the previous round with the super-duper slow siege take
Hold
push.
on, though. It looks like
he
he is just counterattacking onto the reinforcement line, actually doing quite a bit of damage here. And this is forcing, you know, binski to pull back, but this is the kind of move where he needs to push those tanks at the front at the same time with mass ling in order to exploit the fact that there are no Marines covering them, but doing that a little bit late, it looks like.
Is that considered mass ling yet?
No, not quite. And look at that Marine spread, a great fungal going down on 1 pack, but not enough out of GGL so far.
Ooh. Well, unfortunately, the gold base is all but toast here, unless these are some good fungals here. And we do see some pretty decent. That was a sweet one right there with great surface area. Could possibly save this hatch. Let's let it go down here for a second, and it looks like they was.
The hatch is safe, but look at the reinforcement train for binski, not wavering from that 160+ supply mark all game long. And these tanks are now in range of this hatchery.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that gold doesn't look like it's doing so hot. A lot of infestors over here, and, well, yeah, infested Terran must be the answer. I like throwing the placement there to get the splash on that tank, though. That was pretty thoughtful.
The problem now is that those infested Terran do not have enough for a fungal, and there are a bunch of angry Marines chasing them.
It is enough. There might be one with enough here. Let's see.
Of course, guys, you do not want to deal with angry convicts. I cannot stress that enough.
All right, hitting the front side now. More.
Banelings detonating on a lot of those tanks. Not the ideal trade there. And losing some infestors for free, basically. All of his infestors at the top going down for free as well. And binski in a commanding lead this game.
Yeah, wow. Quick GG there by GGL.
No GG out of GGL, just leading the game.
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
He was absolutely done. So a little bit of BM there. Hopefully we don't see that kind of BM.
That made me make little sweet noises though.